Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today guys, we are going to talk about the bear flag chart pattern for those of you who are currently trying to learn more about trading and doing your own technical analysis, all right? Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you are interested in trading and would like to try the same exchange that I use, feel free to go ahead and try out the MEXC crypto exchange. You will not regret it. You can find a link to it in the description below this video. I personally love it because one, they don't deal with all the drama that Binance and Coinbase and all the other mainstream exchanges deal with on a regular basis. In addition, you're also able to trade futures on MEXC as well, which is pretty darn nice. So that's personally one of the biggest reasons why I love it. So, all right. For those of you who are not familiar with actual flag trading or anything like that, or flag patterns in general, flags are pretty much basically just continuation patterns that pretty much allow traders to do more accurate technical analysis on whatever type of asset you're trading, all right? These patterns, they typically form when the price of an asset moves in the opposite direction. It moves in the opposite direction in the short term from the overall predominant long-term trend that it's currently in. And also, flag patterns are also used to show the continuation of the short-term trend from a point in which the price has consolidated as well, all right? Now, here's the thing, all right? Depending on the current trend of the asset that you are trading, flags can be both either bullish or bearish, all right? And if you missed my video on bull flags last week, you can find it in my technical analysis playlist here on my YouTube channel as well. But this specific video will be just about bear flags specifically, all right? So let's check this out, all right? So when we are talking about a bear flag, okay, there's really not much to it, to be brutally honest with you. There's really not much to it at all, all right? It's basically characterized by a sharp decline in overall volume, which is what we see right here, which is technically considered it's pretty much called the flagpole as well. But it's characterized by this sharp decline in overall volume on top of a negative development in price, okay? Which typically takes shape when the price of the asset tries to consolidate and it moves sideways, to look, pretty much to look for higher price action on the weaker volume, which is pretty much right here, which is where we see the actual flag in the consolidation, all right? So now here's the thing with bear flags, all right? They're not always a bad thing, okay? They're really not. They're not always a bad thing, especially if you're trading the futures market, all right? Since you can use these bear flags as pretty much confirmation to, take out a short position on whatever asset that you're thinking about trading and make profits as the price is declining, all right? Now, I know there's not a lot of people out there. There's typically more people that trade on long positions going high rather than short positions going down, but realistically, you can make a lot of money trading short positions as well, which is why I wanted to go through it and talk about it in this video, okay? As in comparison to with, bear flags themselves, all right? But for those of you who are trading the spot market, these bear flags will definitely come in handy when you are doing your charting, okay? Obviously, you're not going to be able to, short these or anything like that because it's not the futures market, but, knowing how to spot these bear flags will definitely easily help you in trading the spot market as well, okay? So now you're probably wondering, how do you actually trade a bear flag pattern, all right? And it's actually pretty simple, to be honest with you, especially since they work the same way as bull flag patterns, just pretty much in reverse, all right? So as far as, stop losses are concerned, most traders will use the opposite side of the flag pattern as a stop loss, okay? Pretty much to protect themselves, from the price moving in the other direction. In addition, you'll also want to take profit targets into consideration when you're trading a bear flag as well. And you can do this simply with measuring the length of the first downward flagpole, which is pretty much right here. And I'll show you this in a little bit on on an actual chart as well, okay? But you can do this simply with, basically by simply just, literally just measuring the first downward flagpole and using it against where the next flagpole could potentially start after the consolidation period to get a good idea of potentially how far down in price that the asset could end up dropping, okay? Now, the one thing you definitely want to keep in mind when you're doing TA and charting, you want to not always, you want to always remember that no matter how good you are at charting or reading bear and bull flag patterns, there will be times where the trade will just not end up working out. Okay, it's completely normal. It happens, and it's quite normal actually. All right, nobody on this planet ever wins 100% of their trades, and that's just how it works sometimes. However, most of the time, bear flag patterns are pretty spot on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you I'm going to show you an example just on an Ethereum chart here. Okay, so I've got one open right here actually that I already found. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty darn simple. But as you guys can clearly see here, we have got this flagpole. Whoops. We've got this flagpole that went straight down, all right? And then we've got this consolidation right here, okay? You can tell we had that consolidation started to move upwards right there, and then we dropped again further, okay? You can clearly see it. Now, what I was talking about earlier on how you can measure the first flagpole to see potentially how far the next flagpole will go, it's pretty simple actually. Literally, this is literally what I would do to try to figure this out. So if I was trading this and I was trying to see how far down the next move could go, what I would be doing is I would literally just take my in TradingView, I would just take my trend line arrow and I would literally just make a line all the way down to where it stopped right down here. And then I would take this line and I would put it right at this level of pretty much where this next one opened up or started, which as you guys can clearly see, it's not perfect, but it did go down quite a bit, almost to the exact same level as the amount that this first flagpole went down, okay? So as you guys can clearly see, that's pretty much what I was talking about when I was saying that you can measure the first flagpole to figure out how far down the next flagpole could potentially end up going, which as you guys can clearly see, that final flagpole did end up going down pretty far, but overall in the grand scheme of things, it went down, you know, obviously more and more and more overall. So, but overall here, you know, it's a perfect example of the actual bear flag pattern or bear flag chart pattern right there, as you guys can clearly see. We've got our straight down movement, our flagpole, then we've got our consolidation right here, and then we have got our drop down further, all right? It's literally as simple as that, you guys, and you can literally find them pretty much everywhere. I typically find them all over the 4-hour charts, the daily chart, pretty much any time frame, to be brutally honest with you. It just depends what time frame you're actually trading, okay? But overall here, guys, if you have any questions or concerns or anything about this, about flags or anything, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. I love helping people out. So feel free to reach out to me on Twitter with any questions that you might have, literally any questions whatsoever. But other than that, you guys, that's going to pretty much do it for this video. So I will go ahead and wrap this one up. But again, guys, hey, before you guys leave, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a new crypto and altcoin video from me on a regular basis. And hey guys, with that said, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the comment section down below of my future videos.